understand how these, like, you know, traditional reviewers get a proper fucking camera angle. Like, you know, it's either you got your plate or you've got your face, which is more important. And I suppose we'll start it off just with the face, because, you know, you want to get that. So I'm, for once, actually excited. I'm not angry. I'm not happy. I'm not, you know, any other emotion. I'm just completely excited because there's a new cracker on the market. There's a just completely new range of baked crackers, and I think that's fantastic because, like I was saying, the shapes are going crazy. You know, your cheds are boring. It's all happening here. And what I do find strange is it's called the Natural Cracker Co. It's like, hello, we've seen this, so, like, Natural Confectionery Co. You know, is there not some kind of lawsuit impending for these people? But, you know, that's kind of irrelevant to me because all I care about is the flavour and crunch of these crackers, which promises to be crispy, according to the packaging. And according to the packaging, there's also butterflies and eucalyptus leaves in these, which is something that I sort of, like, made me double take, you know. And I sort of was like, oh, well, I better check the ingredients because I'm not really interested in eating either of those. And turns out they're not in the ingredients section. So I think that's pretty troubling for me. You know, when I see a packet of anything, I want what's on the packet to be in the product. That's just standard confectionery packaging etiquette, I think. And so, you know, I didn't actually see that when I bought them, and I might not have bought them. If I had seen that, I would have been like, oh, can I trust this? You know, and then, you know, I also think, like, well, you know, breaking convention. That's something I like to do every day. Actually, that's a funny story. I actually accidentally walked into a convention center, right? And the guy just, like, you know, those people stand at the door, just, like, looks at me. He's like, mate, I'm sorry, I can't let you in here. You're in the wrong place. And I said, is this not the non-convention center? And he said, no, this is the convention center. And I was like, okay, like, oh, my bad. I'm sorry, I'm here, and I'll leave, like, and I'll never come back to this place. That's an aside. The crisps, yeah, like I said, the packaging's a bit all over the shop. Like, you got that arrangement on one side, flip it over. I mean, I get it. You want to be able to, you know, stack it on the shelf like that or like that. But it's pretty confusing for me because I'm reading it like this and I want to flip over to see what's on the other side. And it's the same fucking thing, but it's like opposite. So I'm going, anyway. Yeah, I think it is simple and it's, like, easy to read, and, like, I get what they're saying. There's nothing artificial, so that's good. You know, as long as you've got your essential nutrients. You know, I don't want any, like, that's what I was saying last time, you know, I don't want any of these fucking imported flavors from fucking, you know, China or, like, you know, South America or fucking, you know, they probably come from, like, fucking Malaysia these days, and you can't trust that shit. It'll kill you. You just want your fat, your salt, and your sugar, you know, and maybe some fucking vinegar. Yes, definitely vinegar. And that's why I chose this flavor. There's a bunch of them. Bunch of flavors. Yeah, so like I was saying, salt and vinegar, it's like my staple, so I'm keen to see, like, how it all unfolds. And I guess I'll get into it. I've been talking about the packet enough. It's pretty unremarkable, really, and yeah, that's a bit of a shame. So we'll open it from the correct side, as I like to do with all my packaging. And it's, I mean, this is standard, like, bunch of air, fucking square package for your bag. Like, that's what I would like to see. I'd like someone to do something a bit different, change your padding structure, put some of those like little, what are they? Like those foam balls in there just to hold them in, and then make the package shape, like how much there is in there. Like that'd be interesting. And like change the fucking shape. Make it a circular prism. Like why? Why does it have to be square? Just so you can fucking save space shipping. Like fucking ridiculous. And I just have to keep buying this fucking rectangular prism shit, when I'm trying to be different. We'll open it standard opening procedure, really. Like everyone's opened a fucking bag of shapes. Like why would it be any different here? Well, they are a bit. Yeah, I don't like that. Like a bag of shapes you can just rip open, and this is... Yeah, that was harder than it needed to be, so that's disappointing. Yeah, it's not too bad. Like, that's actually pretty good. I'm happy about that. What's the 160 grams? So your shapes are 175, I believe. So it's a bit less in there. And they are more expensive, so fuck, they better be good. What I like to do first, this is just, I don't do this with every packet of baked or anything. Like if I've eaten it before, I don't bother doing this, but I like to just whiff. Yeah, and get a feel for just the whole sort of flavour package going on there. And it smells probably heavy on the vinegar from the smell. Yeah, pretty heavy on the vinegar. But that's alright. I do like vinegar. And what I thought I'd do before I even eat any of them is just do a couple of tests. These are also standardised tests I do for most of my crackers. So we'll change the angle here. What I like to do first is the crumble test. This sort of tells you how long they'll remain sort of crispy for once opened, and I think that's an important factor in any confectionery. So what I like to do is just crush it and crumble it, and you just got to listen to that sound. You want it to sound like sand, when you got sand, and that's pretty good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'll do it just a bit more. Yeah. All right. Oh, I'm pretty excited now. Sorry, I was excited. I'm more excited. And I don't get excited generally. That's the thing. I've seen pretty much everything this world has to offer in 29 years on Earth. So, for something to get me this riled up, it's pretty fucking incredible. Yeah, all right. That's good. So I'll leave it at that, and we'll save that. So that's the crumble test. I'd say you've got 12 hours, 18 hours of it depends how you store them, obviously. If you've got it sealed, 24 hours, but if you're just a lazy person and you want to just be able to eat something and leave it open, you've got 12 hours there. Oh, that's good. That's great. Anyway, so the next test that I like to do, and this is sort of, it tells you how much air is in the product and how much actual substance. So what you do, you get your glass of water, and this is another thing, don't bother actually drinking water. Look at this, look at the ingredients here. Oh. I was under the impression these had water in them. But you get your water, basically you don't need to drink water because the air has water in it. So how plants, they get their carbon dioxide and oxygen, and they intake, output, and it's a sort of passes through a semi-permeable membrane, and that's pretty much what the skin is. So drinking water is essentially taking water away from someone in Africa, because Africans don't have that permeable membrane because they're in the sun so often. Their skin hardens and they actually need to drink water. So that's why there's so many problems with hydration in Africa is because, we're taking all that water away from them by drinking it when we don't need to, and like leaving them with nothing. And I think that's fucking horrendous. I think we should really fucking start talking about this more often, but that's also beside the point. So what you do, you sprinkle that in there, and like, based on how much air is in the product, you'll find that like, oh, that's amazing. I've never seen a float this long. That is, and like you can see the vinegar coming out too, so you can really see what's in there. And that hasn't sunk yet at all. If you can see that, but there's still particles. I'll get some bigger particles going. You can probably see that now. See how they just sit on the surface? And that's great, because that means there's a lot of air in there. And what you don't understand is that air is actually crucial to flavor. I've noticed this. Like, if you grabbed a Pringle and crumbled it up, it would sink straight to the bottom, because it's full of, like I'm saying, these dodgy flavors, and they make it sink. And anything that sinks is going to be useless, especially with rising water levels. Like, why would you be making products that can't float? So you can't even put it in a little bottle and like send it off to your mate who needs something. Like I could send a pack of these across the ocean, and then it wouldn't even be that bad, that with all the like changing of the waters and like, the heating and stuff, like it's fine. Like just get some like, good quality processed goods. So that's great. Like I haven't been this excited in a while. I really haven't. So we'll try now. My mouth is watering, and I'm like, never usually like this around confection. Like I said, like I've experienced it all. So ooh, that is not what I was expecting. It's really hard. Like, this is stumped me. This is so like I assume the vinegar levels are quite high, and I think those sugar levels, like I would want more salt in these. Less vinegar, more salt. No, sorry. Yeah. Touch less vinegar, less sugar. I reckon halve the sugar in these. Like these are sweet. I can taste that. Like if you get the Smiths salt and vinegar, they're no sugar, no bullshit. This is, what is the ratio here? Yeah, they're quite high. Yeah. I have to say, one thing I do find interesting is that this is a texture I've never experienced. So I'd put this so weird. It's like right smack bang in between like a chicken crimpy, right? Worst fucking, may I just say, worst baked good ever created. Like, but in the middle of a chicken crimpy and like your pizza shape into, and then like, actually, that's where I was like, I've definitely like, I've had this before, but not to this level. It's like, those D-lights? It's very close to that, but thicker. So So you get more of it. So after a few chews, and this is what you have to learn with any like confectionery, especially chips, like never base it on your first taste. Like that first taste I had was like, but I didn't make any comment. I just sort of, was thinking, never base your judgment of a chip or anything for that matter, person, country, race, religion, never base it on your first impression. Just wait. Sample more, eat it, keep eating it, keep experiencing it until you have the experience to make a well-informed and precise judgment on the matter. And I think that's what's been lost in the world. All this fucking social media, like, instant, oh wow, quick, bang, bang, bang. I'm telling you, things need to change. But like I was saying, after a few chews, like getting to know the product, I'm like, I'm starting to see where you're coming from, And even that vinegar levels, like, sugar levels definitely so. And this is the other thing. That doesn't mean you can't still be like, oh, there's a problem here. Like, you can still, after having experienced something and understood it, you can be like, oh, sorry, like, there's a definite problem here because it's just like, it's just a fact. There's too much sugar in these. They're too sweet. Like, I can't eat this whole packet. And that's something that I've never said about a baked good, especially after a beer. Like, I'll probably pack and a half a piece of shapes. And like easily 2 packs of those Smith's crisps. But these, I'm probably only gonna eat like 20 or 30 more of these. And that's disappointing. I was hoping to like really fucking charge a packet. But yeah, nevertheless, if I had to put it on a scale, I'd say, if your Smith's salt and vinegar crinkle cut is top, and you've got your pizza shapes or cheese and bacon, that kind of level, I'd put these just below the pizza ones. And then again, it all depends on what you want from a product. Like, my taste may differ from yours, but I can only. It's definitely starting to come on now. Like, this is what I like about a product. This is good. You keep eating, and all of a sudden you get to this point where you're like, oh fuck, I can't stop. I love that. I love that in a product. So star rating, don't believe in it. Fuck that. You can't put things in a star rating. What I like to say, would eat, would not store for an apocalypse. Anyway, that's as good as it's going to get with these babies. But yeah, hope you learnt something. Hope you enjoyed watching me eat chips. I don't know. And yeah, definitely give them a try. It's worth a try. I'm not writing them off, but I'm just saying, like, I won't be buying them within the next month. I'll probably buy them again later, just like try a different flavour or something. But for now, that's it for these babies. Thanks a lot.